Hi everybody, welcome along again. We're back in the studio by special request from a guy called Adrian that wrote in and asked if we could have a look at the Petronas R1 that we've got in stock at the moment. And so, sure enough, here we are. This is a really interesting motorcycle, one of the sort of most exclusive bikes built in modern times, really. Petronas, or YART, Yamaha Austria Racing Team, built 46 of these when Valentino Rossi joined Petronas Racing, and in sort of celebration of Rossi joining the team and stuff. Interestingly enough, because 46 is so heavily licensed and owned and bits now, they couldn't actually put Rossi on the bike or even put a 46 on it officially, but they made 46 of them, which obviously is a very significant number. Lovely machine, highly spec'd, built by the race team themselves. Some really unique features like the winglets and bits like that, and a lovely big plaque that comes with the bike. This one was first owned by Paul Hollywood from the Bake Off, and so it's got quite interesting history already. Obviously it's never really been used, so it's a 0 miles machine, but it's beautifully spec'd, beautifully put together, and I wonder if it's a really interesting investment in the sense that because there are so few of them, and because it's made officially by YART and Petronas, and obviously the link with Rossi there, with Rossi retiring, if you wanted something, if you're a Rossi fan and you wanted something official and something a bit more substantial than a helmet, there's very few things you could buy, and obviously you're not going to buy Rossi's GP bike because it'll be kept by the factory and go to a museum or something like that. So it's probably the nearest thing you could get to having one of Rossi's machines. And if you wanted to, you could obviously use it. And I talked to a guy who's actually ridden one of these not long ago, and he said what a wonderful machine it is. Very easy to use, very well put together, very well set up. A lot easier to ride than he's also got a V4 Ducati, and he said that it was a much easier bike to ride fast than the V4 Ducati. The power's a little bit softer, chassis is a little bit more forgiving, and it was just a lovely machine to ride. Some of the kit that comes on this is kit loom, kit electronics. Obviously you've got the full Akropovic system, the Marcassini forged wheels, the carbon Kevlar bodywork. Got some beautiful billeted switchgear and stuff that's embossed with YART. There's a big radiator on the front. It came with front and rear paddock stands. The plaque, like I've mentioned, there's a box of bits and bobs, manuals and things like that. And I just think it's fairly sensibly priced for considering it's such an exclusive machine, and comes with some lovely components on. And I think it actually looks really good. This colour scheme is one that now is very synonymous with racing, from Formula One, superbikes, GPs. Petronas is a huge brand. And it's a colour that I like. It looks good. It's a bit like the Repsol paint job. It's one of the sort of classics, isn't it? And people will probably continue painting their bikes in this colour scheme through choice, because it's a good looking machine. And so, as usual, I'll sort of grab the camera and have a look around it and point out some of the special features. It's a lovely machine to have in stock. I'm almost tempted to keep this one myself, because I'm convinced there's possibly quite a good investment opportunity in one of these bikes, and it's just it's a lovely thing to have in the collection. So, as I mentioned, this bike comes with a great certificate, which is quite nicely laid out, sort of created by the Austria race team and things like that. And you can see there it was first belonging to Paul Hollywood, and then here's the sort of box of bits and bobs. It comes with a T-shirt and the manuals and spare chain links and bits and bobs like that. So it's quite a nice little package. And it's nice that it's kept all of its bits. You know, sometimes some of these special bikes lose their certificate because people keep it. Or I've even seen them where they've pulled the plaque off the top yoke and things like that. But while we're down here, have a look at the front. We've got these lovely T-drive Brembos, which are a really nice sort of quality disc. You've got the Marcassini forged aluminium wheels, the lithium GP style calipers, and this is a billet machine bottom on the forks there and not cast. So lovely, lovely quality bit. In there we've got a massive race radiator, big aluminium radiator, which is a lovely kit part. Obviously Öhlins forks. These winglets, MotoGP style winglets, which are actually carbon fibre, and they're lovely. They're like quite a thick, nicely shaped piece, you know. It's really quite a beautifully put together part that sits well on the bike. Obviously they didn't come with the 46 on from YART, but this one's had it added, and I think it looks good with a Doctor on the top there and things like that. One of my favourite parts was a bit crazy. This billet switchgear. It's machined out of solid aluminium, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful part. It must cost an absolute fortune individually, but it's a really special part to have on the bike. On the top here, you've got a plaque on the yoke. This is number 35 of the 46 produced, and you know, what an exclusive machine to own. Again, on this side, you've got the billeted switchgear, which is nice to see. Beautifully put together, nice top yoke and things like that. Full Akropovich system, of course, titanium. This is a carbon fibre hanging bracket too, which is a lovely thing, quite unusual to see. Nice chain adjusters and the sort of endurance style big paddock stand bobbin hooks. And YART embossed rear sets, again, billeted pieces. They were made by Gillis. On behalf of YART, Öhlins rear shock absorber, things like that. Something else I like a lot is this kind of old school style Kevlar backed carbon fibre fairing. And it's something that I don't necessarily see a lot of these days, but it's really kind of nice to see it there and see that the bodywork is carbon, Kevlar, and the real deal. And what's also very exciting about these is, of course, it's got a button. So there's a hidden switch down here in the front, and then it lights up on the top, and we've got the full sort of display and everything, and you can fire it up, which has got a lot of fun to make a bit of noise, and do what we can. So, as with all cross-planed R1s, they do sound phenomenal, and this is no exception to the rule. Lovely, lovely thing to have, and I'm pleased to sort of share the bike with you. Nice machine all around, you know, well finished, well presented, well kitted, well spec'd, and I think actually pretty reasonably well priced too. And you know, what a joy to have around. As ever, please give me your feedback. Any comments, any likes, any subscriptions, always welcome. If there's anything you particularly want to see, just let me know, and we'll do what we can to get it on the channel. Okay, thank you.